What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Cletus Kasady, aka Jason Williams, apparently has escaped from a mental institution and has come out and said that he does not really rank Kobe Bryant that high on the all-time list. In fact, he doesn't believe that Kobe Bryant is a top 5 all-time Laker. Now, I think when you first, before you react to this, you have to consider the source. Okay, Jason Williams was never noted for his awesome mind. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. He was never noted for being the greatest basketball mind this side of, you know, uh, John Stockton or, you know, Dr. Jack Ramsey or, something somebody like that. To be honest with you, I never liked his game. It's funny because as much as people get on Russell Westbrook, he was the white Russell Westbrook. He was the white Russell Westbrook. Okay? Now, considering how slower paced basketball was in 1999 and 2000 compared to today, this is a guy that was averaging almost 4 turnovers per game then. This is a guy that was shooting 29% from three then, but firing the motherfuckers like he was Dale Ellis. This is a guy that was only shooting 37% from the floor. This is a guy that was missing open jumpers. But because he was flashy and had a little bit of nigga in his game, he made highlight reels. Because he played college ball with Randy Moss in West Virginia, that gave him a hood pass. Is Kobe Bryant a top 5 player all time? Most people would say he is. Um, but the one thing that is absolutely certain is he is a top 5 Laker of all time. I mean, there's no question about that. The only Laker I think that challenges him for the top title is Magic. He's the only one. When you think of the top 5 Lakers, on that list, it should be, in my opinion, okay, it should be Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant. Number 3, uh, maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 4, this is gonna be a controversial pick, but George Mikan. I mean, people might say he played a million years ago, but Lakers fans count those 5 titles. They don't sit there and say we only won 12. They say we won 17. They don't just count the ones from Los Angeles. They count the ones from Minneapolis too. He won 5 titles, first dynasty in the NBA. So he has to be on that list. Number 5, I mean, I guess you could put Shaq up there. You got to put Shaq. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, honorable mentions. Wilt Chamberlain, honorable mentions. Now, I will say this. I think Kobe and Magic are the greatest Laker players ever, period. But when you say the greatest Laker, and by that I mean if you take what individual has done for the organization beyond playing basketball, it's Jerry West. Because with inferior competition, excuse me, with an inferior team, I should say, He did take that team to the finals 9 times, including 6 years in a row. They lost 8 out of 9. That should never. I mean, look, you hold it against him. This is a guy that was responsible for the Lakers acquiring James Worthy. This is a guy that was responsible for the Lakers acquiring Michael Thompson. This is a guy that was responsible for the Lakers acquiring Shaquille O'Neal. This was a guy responsible for the Lakers acquiring Kobe Bryant. And last but not least, this is a guy that was responsible for acquiring the Lakers acquiring when he wasn't a Laker, he gave them Pau Gasol. So I think when you look at it from that end, West is the greatest Laker beyond just playing basketball. But the two greatest basketball players in Lakers history, I think without equivocation, it is Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson. So I don't know what the fuck Jason Williams is talking about. You know, maybe he on that stuff again. And that's the thing. Jason Williams didn't really become a decent point guard until he went to Memphis. And Hubie Brown and Lionel Hollins, I believe was, both worked on him. It makes you wonder what would have happened if Russell Westbrook, who's infinitely more talented than this guy, ever would have been coached by real coaches like Huey Brown and Lionel Hollins. A real point guard like Lionel Hollins. One of the best point guards in the 1970s that people don't talk about, Lionel Hollins. I believe Lionel Hollins won a championship with Portland Trailblazers in 1977, I believe. But yeah, it makes you wonder what Russell would have been like had he been coached by someone like that and not Scott Brooks and Billy Donovan, you know, or Frank Vogel. But anyway, Jason Williams is a joke, and we all know what the real is. Tell me what you guys think.